adore my 64, my Commodore 64.
In my neck of the woods, winter is a real thing. It comes in like a lion and then stays around for months like a bigger, more annoying lion. And look, it's not all that bad. Sure, it's slippery, the roads are treacherous, and you have to dress in about 10 layers just to go outside. Okay, yeah, it's mostly bad.
Big blizzard moving in.
What blizzard? It's a couple of flakes.
But cold weather does have one undeniable upside. It's the perfect excuse to cozy up inside with a warm hoodie, a hot beverage, and some Commodore 64 games. For this list, I wanted to lean into that. These aren't just great games that happen to take place in winter, they celebrate the ice, snow, and cold in pure pixelated form. So bundle up as we count down the top 10 coolest, maybe even the coldest games on the Commodore 64. Let's dig in. The January 1991 issue of Your Commodore magazine included a game called Frosty The Snowman on its cover tape. Literally a cassette attached to the magazine loaded with games and programs. It's basically a two-player obstacle course race with a terrific Christmas soundtrack, and it set the stage for the first entry on our list. In 2006, Joe Dixon remade Frosty, improving it in almost every respect. The gameplay is smoother, the graphics are crisper, and the soundtrack includes some of the best Christmas songs you'll ever hear on a Commodore 64. It can be pretty tough at times, but hey, what good winter game isn't? Our ninth entry takes us about as far away from Frosty's winter wonderland as you can imagine. A ship is sunk and the survivors are clinging to a slippery ice floe in the middle of the ocean. Playing as a woolly mammoth, yeah, history wasn't exactly the developer's strong suit. Your goal is to save as many people as possible. You do this by carefully moving around a gorgeously rendered 3D ice floe, balancing it as it bobs precariously in the freezing water. And oh yeah, you also have to fend off a giant man-eating bird that occasionally swoops in. Arctic Shipwreck is bleak, tense, and a surprisingly fun way to experience the cold. Santa takes the stage in spot number 8, navigating 16 rooms to collect scattered toy pieces. All the while, he's trying to avoid precarious snowballs, rising water from hot springs, and fierce polar bears. Making things more tense is a relentless timer, forcing you to learn the levels through trial and error as you figure out the fastest pathways. And we certainly can't forget about the generous gift-giving penguins. Published by Commodore in 1985, Icicle Works is basically Boulder Dash at Christmas, and a very competent one at that. It's fun, fast-paced, and challenging. Penguins moved from supporting to starring roles in our number 7 entry, Pengo by Color Software. Released in 1983, this is an unofficial clone of the popular arcade game, and it's a good one. Our flightless hero must survive for 120 seconds in an icy labyrinth, all the while fending off a relentless, but very cute, plan of snowbows. Pengo can crush his foes, quite literally in this case, by propelling ice blocks. He can also put enemies to sleep by shaking the border or by pushing the 3 diamond blocks together. You can even destroy the snowbow eggs, which seems a bit cruel in a game this cute, but hey, it was 1983. It's a remarkably polished release from a time when strong arcade conversions were the pinnacle of home gaming. Our first winter sports game makes an entry at number 6. Released by Electronic Arts, Ski or Die is a spin-off of the very popular Skate or Die and sees us welcoming back our old friends Lester and of course Rodney, who continues to get no respect.
I mean, that's the story of my life. No respect. I don't get no respect at all.
This style of extreme sport was just coming into its own in 1990, and the game captures that vibe perfectly. Up to 6 players can compete in a variety of events, including halfpipe, downhill skiing, ski jumping, snowball fights, and an inflatable tubing run. It's loud, aggressive, and packed with attitude. And with a group of friends, it was a perfect excuse to forget how cold it was outside. 2 of our favorite characters from Mad Magazine return as we get into our top 5. This time, the white and black adversaries find themselves in the Arctic, racing to build a rocket to escape before a fierce winter storm turns everyone into spicicles. And while searching for the items needed to escape, they'll do everything they can to make life miserable for their opponent by setting booby traps. Matches are fast, chaotic, and filled with the kind of petty sabotage that made the series so memorable. And while the formula was getting a little tired by this third entry in the series, Arctic Antics still delivered. Its madcap slapstick antics and frantic gameplay still make for a classic game that provides hours of snow-inspired fun. Penguins, or at least penguin lookalikes, make their third appearance in our top 10, this time with Snokie. Released in 1983 by Funsoft, this classic action game sees us guiding our fearless snowbird as he attempts to rescue his girlfriend Cora. She's been captured by the evil Grodies and is being held deep inside a snow cave. But reaching her is no simple task. Snokie demands pixel-perfect attention to detail as you navigate a variety of treacherous obstacles and traps. It's the kind of game that looks inviting at first and then quickly demands real skill from the player. It's cute, colorful, and sometimes brutally challenging, but it's a true wintry classic. The land of midnight has been trapped in eternal winter by the evil Witch King Doomdark, and it's your task to end his frozen reign in this absolute classic, our number 3 entry. Often cited as one of the top role-playing games of the 80s, The Lords of Midnight is an epic fantasy that combines the strategy of war games with the storytelling of graphic adventures. Its groundbreaking landscaping feature provides a unique first-person perspective. Your team starts with 4 heroes, but that's about the only consistent element between playthroughs. There are 28 different NPCs that can be recruited, multiple ways to play, and multiple ways to win. It's 8-bit role-playing at its frozen best, and it remains popular today among online groups who continue to find new ways to defeat Doomdark. Coming in at number 2 is a modern remake of an Activision classic, part Frogger, part Q*bert, and all Frostbite. This unofficial clone ticks all the right boxes. It features fast-paced gameplay, responsive controls, and visuals and sound that improve on the original. You take control of Frostbite Bailey as he builds igloos by jumping across floating ice blocks, all while dodging clams, snow geese, crabs, polar bears, and the rapidly dropping temperature. Yeah, the premise doesn't make a ton of sense, but the gameplay is so good it honestly doesn't matter. All of the elements come together to create a fresh and frankly outstanding take on a game from 1983. It's one of the most fun arcade-style experiences on the Commodore 64 and an absolute joy to play. And here it is, folks, our frozen flag bearer, our chilly champion, our wintry winner. The best winter-themed game on the Commodore 64 is none other than the incredible Winter Games. Released by Epix in 1985, this spin-off from Summer Games was an instant classic. Featuring events like ski jumping, speed skating, bobsled, and biathlon, Winter Games gave millions of us the thrill of competing in Olympic sports, and more importantly, the thrill of beating our friends in hot dog aerials. Every event feels fine-tuned. The controls are intuitive and responsive, the graphics and sound are top-notch, and the entire package comes remarkably close to perfection for a Commodore 64 game. And it isn't just one of the best winter-themed games on the 64, it's one of the best games ever made. It consistently ranks among the top titles on Lemon 64 and regularly appears on fan lists of all-time favorites, a testament to just how enduring and beloved it remains. And there you have it, our top 10 winter-themed games for the Commodore 64. There are certainly others out there. Ice Palace, Snow Wars, and Snowman come to mind immediately, and there are hundreds more games that feature snow or ice levels. As tough as winter can be on our cars and heating bills, developers sure seem to love their chilly stages, and honestly, we love playing them, provided we're inside and warm. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like or subscribing. And did I miss one of your favorites? Did I mess up the order of the games? Do you have any winter gaming memories you'd like to share? I'd love to hear about all of that in the comments. Hope to see you again.